much that I want to do. Got a roll of magnet tape, and I have a bunch of little trinkets that I've acquired or made over the years, and I want to see if I can make some magnets out of it. So I pulled out my bag of clay charms to look for something to make magnets out of. And to make the magnet, I need something kind of flat. So a lot of these won't work, like these little mini wheats. I was so into these, I made so many. There's a lot more than this. I'm looking for something with a flat back to use as a magnet. This one is pretty special to me because my grandpa gave it to me. Cute little bear. It's just been in this box since I was like a kid and he gave it to me. It's kind of like a family thing on my mom's side to like bears. My mom was an exchange student. She gave her dad, my grandpa, a bear before she left. Everyone started giving him stuffed bears and it kind of became his little symbol. I've always liked like small, pretty, cute things. And I also get kind of antsy if I feel like I haven't been making something with my hands. So I got into making these little clay charms. And I used them as a phone charm for a while. Like on my phone I had these hanging thingies. Oh, here's one. So I always added something attached to the clay charm so I could attach it to my phone or backpack. But I kind of stopped using those charms, and I'm not really sure if anyone ever used phone charms. Like, was that a phase, or did I just do that? I went to Japan when I was in high school with my parents once, and I remember that's when I saw a bunch of cute little charms, and I bought a bunch like little peas, or like they have these ones that look like crepes. Like it has the cream and strawberry, and the crepe is like folded. It's so great and detailed. And I think maybe then I started liking to use charms on my phone. I'd like to have another use for making little cute clay things, and also just little pretty small things that I find and want to have in my life, and then I talk myself out of buying because what could I do with it? Something like this little ring that I've kept for no reason. Can this fit on my finger? Yeah. But I could take it off the ring and I can make this into a little magnet. So I have this really cute phone case that I got from Shanghai, but of course I don't have this phone anymore, so I can't use the case, but I'd like to use this cute little pouting kitty. I remember at that time my Chinese was a little better because I was studying. I thought this phrase was cute with this little kitty. Can you read it? It says, 你妈妈没教过你盯着别人看不礼貌啊. So it's your mom never taught you that staring at others isn't polite. But I'm gonna keep staring at you. Yes. Yeah, you can come in. Oh. I was working out and then I cleaned it and it's drying.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I have this tofu and I just opened it and it smells funny, but I was wondering if you could sniff it and tell me if it smells. I don't know if I'm just going crazy because I'm like a little nauseous, but
Okay, I'm just gonna start with the little heart one that came from the ring. I saw in a video that if you apply heat to the sticky part, it'll stick better. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna open a window for this part. Squeezing them. You know, to actually use these, I need somewhere to stick the magnet. And of course there's always the fridge, but I don't often just look at the fridge. So I have a little magnet board that I just use to study. I'm thinking about if I want to hang it up on my wall or if I'll just put them on here. It works, right? Let's keep going with the rest. I think I'm getting better. Whoa. Actually, I think this magnet is more meaningful than I even knew before I started making it, because I always liked the theme of treasure, and I've been playing Animal Crossing and I named my island Treasure. And like there's this message board in your town where you can put up little notes, and I always like to put a quote up that has the word treasure in it, because actually the word treasure comes up in a lot of lyrics, or it can be a quote or from scripture. The idea of treasure, like something that is so valuable, and like how someone's treasure could be so different from someone else's treasure. But this is just like the stereotypical symbol of treasure, right? We think of like finding gold. I think we all kind of know gold isn't really the treasure that you're looking for in life, and the treasure that you would risk a lot for. Following up that treasure with the pirate's symbol. Actually, for me, this kind of symbol always reminds me of Peter Pan and those other cool movies like Sinbad, Treasure Planet. Like this kind of theme is just so exciting, right? It's like, seems like such an adventure, so these things remind me of adventure. Another magnet. Nice. This one, I like don't want to mess it up. I love my grandparents. I think I'm so lucky. Does everyone feel that way about their grandparents? Like, my grandpa is so practical and cool, and he's like the actual crafter, making like model boats and making actual like canoes. My grandma too is really good at sewing, and like she's always sending emails that are so inspiring and supporting me. I just love them so much. Oh my god, why are you so cute? Alright, I saved the kitty for last, so we'll just finish up here. You know, I really started studying Chinese not really knowing much about it. I just wanted something really different from English, from Spanish. And my sister was already studying Korean, so I didn't want to completely copy her, but I wanted to go with like something totally new. And I knew Chinese was a tonal language, which I thought would be like a cool addition to language, so I studied Chinese. I remember like the first day in class, you know, the teacher asked like everyone go around the room and say why you're studying Chinese. I would say there was like a small percentage of the people that were studying Chinese because their family spoke Chinese, or maybe they spoke a different dialect and they were studying Mandarin. And the majority of people were saying they were going into business and wanted to be able to speak Chinese to help them with that. And then when it was my turn, I'm just like, I'm here for a good time. And it was a good time. I had really interesting experiences. Like most of my language partners were like middle-aged women that were in the city or for some reason. Sometimes during the school day, I would just drive out to like their house and they would cook me something Chinese, and we would try to like practice that chapter I was doing that week in school. And they would end up telling me more about their life, like growing up in China. Like those were the most valuable times of learning a language. It's just getting to hear about someone's life I'm gonna light this baby up because it's a long one. Well, that was very easy, and I'm happy I have some little magnets that are some of the things that kind of kept around in my life, but they were literally like in a box or a bag, and now I could use them, put them somewhere. So really recommend doing that if you have some time.